everybody. Karen Roby and Veronica Combs here for Tech Republic. We're talking about vacation time today. And unfortunately, Veronica, in the middle of a pandemic, taking a vacation, it's not exactly, travel is not, we can't do that like we used to. And there's always an option of a staycation. But overall, it kind of sounds like people are just wanting to hoard their PTO because there's just nowhere to go right now.
Right, right. So companies are dealing with a couple problems. In a financial sense, it's a liability, right? If everyone has, 5 weeks of vacation, you might have to pay all that out at one time, which is quite a chunk of change. The other issue is, of course, that all work and no play makes Jane a dull girl, and you need to get out and actually take a break. And so companies are thinking about mental health, they're thinking about financial liability. And, if you're burned out and grumpy, you're not going to be very productive or very helpful. So companies are trying to figure out a way to get people to, put some time off on the calendar and not just hoard it till December, because obviously, your entire staff can't take off the whole month of December because they didn't take any time off in the summer or in the fall. So I talked to several managers about how to get people to do this, how to actually get people to take time off.
And that's the interesting thing is you think it, people be like, oh, great. Yeah, I've got time off. I want to take it. I mean, and that makes sense when you have somewhere to go or, you can go visit family that's in another state or whatever, but we can't do any of that. So you think, well, when this is all over with that, the pandemic, then we're going to really want to travel or really take that time off. But that's just not feasible. So what are they doing? Are they changing their policies or how are they going to go about making sure it doesn't happen to where everyone wants to take it at the end of the year?
Well, until I talked to some folks there, and they're actually having a staycation challenge. So if you're stuck for, I can't go anywhere, I had to cancel my plane trip, then what can you do while you're staying at home? So they started that, I think, last week. Companies are also making it part of sort of a manager's responsibility to make sure that your team is taking time off. So some of the new HR systems, you can look by team. So like the senior vice president of people could analyze each team and say, oh, look, marketing never takes a day off, but product development is doing better, so that they can talk more about it. And that was one of the big things to sort of normalize it. I talked to one HR manager who said there's a formal vacation policy and then there's what everybody actually does. So you could say we have unlimited vacation time, but if no one ever takes any time off, that's really the vacation policy. So they're trying to get managers to talk about it more. So instead of, can I take some time off? Your manager would say, hey, it's been 3 months, get something on the calendar. And they're also trying to be more visible at a leadership level of, I took 2 weeks off, I unplugged my phone, I didn't email you, you didn't email me, trying to normalize it for everyone to know that, yes, it really is okay to take time off.
Yeah, it is okay. And it's definitely, beneficial to our health. And that's one good thing I think though, is that I feel like through this pandemic, on social media and in different, sites, there's a lot of talk about the mental health implications from,
Mm-hmm.
During this pandemic and, from how kids are feeling to teachers now going back and just to workers, like how we're all dealing with this, the uncertainty and working from home. But I think sometimes it's hard to see just how big of an impact it really can have on your mental health, especially if you're not taking a step back.
Right, right, exactly. And one of the companies that I talked to, Superhuman, it's an email company, they had 2 sort of care days. And anybody could take a single day, do whatever you want, sleep in, go for a walk, do your toenails, whatever you wanted to do. And they split it into 2 days. So you could take, this Monday or this Friday. And they said they did that so that people would see, oh, work goes on without me. Everything is not going to fall into dust if I don't if I take a day off. And so they're really deliberate about sort of planning this. The woman I talked to at Superhuman also said that she started taking mental health days and calling it that, saying, we had a really intense week. My brain's kind of fried. I'm putting words in her mouth. She didn't tell me that, but, making it clear that taking a break is important and it's on my calendar and it should be on your calendar too.
Absolutely. And I think one of the things you even touched on is leading by example, that if those, managers at that level, if they're setting a good example, then the others will hopefully follow.
Yes, exactly. And one of the companies I talked to, the CEO erased PTO. So it's not called PTO anymore. And you still can take a certain amount of days, but you don't have to wait to accrue it, or you don't have to, do it at certain times. You just, if you need a break, you take a break.
Take a break. Some good advice. All right, Veronica, I know you've got a great deal of information there in your article, and of course on Tech Republic we have loads of information about vacation policies and things like that. So we hope all of you all will check that out again on Tech Republic, and we appreciate you watching.